Well, we're working on this new section of garden that we decided that we're going to open up this area. It's been just grass, and we wanted to make it a garden area. Hopefully a real nice garden. So we've been cleaning out as we go, and we're cleaning up the weeds and trying to find some worms. Not finding a lot of worms, and that's been very much of a concern, because good soil requires worms, lots of them, and we're just not seeing them. So we found patchy bits, and we're picking them up and we're putting them over into a worm farm so we can get them to reproduce, and they will hopefully double every 3 months, which will be good. And so we keep putting them over there. The kids have been helping. That's why you see a lot of potholes all around the place. They use their plastic toys and help. We've got an erosion problem over here that we're going to have to address, coming down from this cement slab, and we're going to address that probably by putting in backfilling just a little bit of dirt, and then putting some landscape concrete blocks on that to kind of hold it there. And then we're going to use these planters up against that so we can try to hold that wall up a little bit better, and hopefully retain that and not lose all that erosion, because when we get the water, the rains come in and just come down here and just wash right over that and erode it out. So that's got to be fixed. Anyway, what I wanted to do in this particular video is I wanted to show you a little bit about our problems that we're seeing. And one of them is that the roots here are just very, very, very short, and we've figured out why. Because see, I can take this grass and just pull it right up, and there's just no root system at all. And I mean, it's a bit of work in places, but generally you can just pull it up, and there's just a lot of tree roots, and the grass root system is just non-existent. Well, why is that? Let's see if we can find out. Gotta get my glove on there. Okay, so we're digging through. One of the things we found is an old abandoned water pipe here, so we're kind of just digging at that. So I've been I opened just this much today. Okay, I opened up just this much, and I'll show you here in a minute what all I've found in here. But I'm going to just go through kind of cleaning out some of this, and generally it's pretty simple. There we go. There's one guy right there. Grub worms. Big problem here. They're eating all of the roots, and so we don't have a whole lot of any kind of a root system. So we're trying to get these out of here as best we can, and I think part of the problem is that we don't have a lot of worms, and so these guys have a higher population, and they're eating all the roots, and the worms don't eat their eggs, and so therefore these guys just keep going and going and going. And you'd think, well, do I really have a problem with that? Let me show you what I found in this one little area, which is what, one foot and a half maybe. I found one worm. He doesn't look like he's doing too well, but we're going to get him into a better home here in just a few minutes. And this is the other stuff. I'm going to drop this one in here. Okay, and this is the other that I found with the grub worms. And they're just prolific. Plus, you can see the one guy in there. Oh no, he's buried himself in there now. Let me find a place to pour all this out where we can see it. Just a second here. And just I want to show you all the stuff that we've got. These are what we call the bad guys. And that's all the grub worms I found in that same area. And then there's one black scorpion. Yeah, he's a really bad guy, and we don't want him to get out of here. So this is this is what we're finding. Now you just get back in the cup there, buddy. All right, so I got to take care of him. I'll put that over there. And But that's how many grub worms we're finding in that same area that we found just one worm. So if you're having root problems, if you can just reach over and pull up your grass and there's no roots, then one of the things I highly suggest is that you dig a hole and check for these kind of guys, because they sure do eat up a lot of the roots, and we're finding them a lot in the root system. So if you got a chicken or something like that, they would love you if you give them a nice little snack.